by Art Carlson. At 4'6", liberals fear him, and conservatives love him. He's definitely...
Hey, welcome to another episode of Three Conservative Gimps. I almost said Art's Place, but that's the old name. We are Three Conservative Gimps only. Today, it's one conservative gimp and one big guy all the way from Texas. We've got a great show today. Uh, it is basically going to be about these guys. Ukraine. We're going to be talking about Ukraine again. We're going on to the second week of the war. So let's we got some great topics. We're going to be talking about the Keystone XL pipeline and other ways where we could increase the world oil supply and thus helping driving down the cost of oil due to the pretty much the embargo of Russian oil going on right now. Then we're going to talk about the sanctions that are going on and how that's affecting Russia, the Russian people, the oligarchs, and it's not only affecting them, but it's affecting everybody throughout the world. And then we're going to talk about the oligarchs in Russia. So let's bring in our special guest all the way from Selma, Texas. It is the giant among men. It is Kai. Welcome,
Howdy, y'all.
welcome, Kai. Good to have you.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Thanks for having me. Yeah, we're here. Here we go again. Another
Here
week
we
of
go again. Lloyd
messing around.
couldn't make it, folks, because he had some prior commitments and he couldn't make it today. I don't know what's going on with Mike Roach. He is probably probably either spaced it out or can't get to his computer today. So it's just going to be Kai and I. Kai and I. That sounds good. And
You,
so
you,
we're going
you
to be
mean
running
you,
the
you
show.
actually mean Lloyd ran out of the pens again, and he's got to take care of
Mm,
things.
that's right. He's yep. That's why he puts all that poop powder in his shorts.
Yeah.
So yep. All right. So
Now we know.
let's get this show started. Let's talk about Keystone Pipeline and other things that we could be doing to increase the world oil supply and thus making us energy independent. And then that way we can help the folks in Europe so they don't have to be so heavily dependent on Russian gas for heating and power. So, what say you, Kai?
Well, I'm actually not up to speed on the Keystone pipeline too much. I know it's been a mess. It's been a mess since day one, and currently it's back on ice, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It was a little more than halfway finished, and then when Biden got into the White House, first thing he did was shut down the construction of the Keystone Pipeline, which would have taken the tar sands from Alberta down through the U.S. to Texas to the refineries, and then shipped out, either throughout the United States or to Europe. So that's on hold, and but we all know what's going to happen. This president is standing firm on not reinstating the Keystone pipeline, and allowing oil companies to bid on leases, more leases that would have opened up more public lands for development, drilling of oil, and that was another thing he shut down is he canceled a lot of leases, and they're backpedaling, saying no, we didn't cancel it. There are still leases there, and they're not doing anything right now. Well, the reason they're not doing anything is because of all the regulations that have been placed upon them. It doesn't make sense for them to incur the extra cost to drill on those leases.
So hang on. I see a comment here about my audio name.
Right.
Is this any better? Not like I got anything good to say, but I still want you to hear me. So,
Well, Mike
P. Throne Ranger, does this sound better to you? I'll move the mic a little closer to me.
There you go. Yeah, you're right, Mason. We need to make America great again. Mike says much better.
Much better. Good.
Already. There we go.
Well, now that we got that fixed, yeah, I mean, Biden's proposal just buy more electric cars, that's not going to fly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's build more chargers around the country. Realizing.
I'm actually surprised how popular the chargers are. Case in point, the grocery store app wrote from me here.
Yeah.
I think there's 12 charging stations, and you drive by them 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and every last one of them is taken.
Wow, that's interesting.
Now,
there's one that I drive by, and there's about half a dozen chargers, and I don't see any cars there. I don't know. But one thing I have noticed in the last year is all these Teslas. I mean, every time I turn around, there's a Tesla. I mean, there are almost as many Teslas as Priuses.
Yeah, well, you go up to Austin, you see a boatload of Teslas too. I lived in the neighborhood, and I mean, every other driveway had a Tesla in it.
And they're not cheap. They're more expensive than the Prius. And the other thing, you know what's weird is you hardly see any Chevy Volts.
Most of your wind generators actually come out of Sweden.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got a lot of those here in Colorado.
Oh, you go up to Sweetwater, Texas, there are literally thousands of those things up there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're triple dipping up there because you see the windmills all over the place. In between them, you see the oil pumps pumping.
Oh.
And then just for good measure, you'll see cattle roaming around everything.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, being a rancher's got to be a real bitch, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? You get all those chopped up birds you can pick up and throw in the pot, and it's like, hey, Martha, what are we having tonight? Oh, bald eagle tonight. Okay.
Where do you get bald eagle from? I'm not quite following now.
Oh, you haven't heard? This has been going on for years. Those windmills are deadly to hawks and eagles and owls. Yeah. They call them bird-o-matics. They chop them up.
Yeah, it's,
And out there
I've
in
never heard of
California,
that problem, but okay.
there's that big solar collector, and what it is, it's a um, bunch of mirrors that reflect light to a tower that has
Yeah,
where the water is, and they boil that.
steam it.
It cooks the birds that fly through there.
No, that's no different than any satellite dish that uploads. I mean,
Oh,
now they have safeties in them, but back in the day when they started with the internet dishes that would go two ways,
right.
you get your hand between that transmitter and the dish itself would not be a good place.
Oh boy. Hmm.
I was
Yeah.
I used to mess with satellite dishes back in those days, and actually I was a dealer, and
Mm-hmm.
I had one of the first two-way systems. I was on a beta uh, trial. I have one installed in my house.
Right.
Well, they sent me the equipment. I installed the dish myself, but yeah, we were told no. If once you have that thing hooked up, do not put any body parts between the dish and the receiver.
Oh wow.
So
And that's all the RF signal that's causing all
microwave,
that.
microwave.
Oh, microwave. Okay. Hmm.
So
Yeah, we had some buildings in downtown Denver when I was a kid. They had microwave antennas. It looked like those big ram's horns that stuck up, and
well, Chris, I don't know if it'll make you grow. I was already this size when I got into that. So
yeah, I'm the one that needs growing.
now you just need stretching. Yeah,
Wow.
we're no, yeah, don't, no good, no good, Chris. No worries. Um, gas prices here in Texas were at $3.50 a gallon for regular unleaded. You get into the good stuff, you're looking almost $4 a gallon. So
Yeah, we're at 365 here in Denver, and they're for premium gas. It's already over $4. So
yeah, now I don't think our future lies was battery powered cars. I'm thinking our future lies was hydrogen.
yeah, hydrogen. Yep, and nuclear energy is probably, it doesn't uh, produce any greenhouse gases, and we
Yeah,
already
but
have technology
you
that,
got some pretty potent leftovers that you have to deal with on that. So
well, they're, in France, what they do is they reprocess that material, and they just keep reusing it over and over. And we can't do it here in the United States because of some stupid rule that Congress put in because they were all worried about nuclear proliferation. So instead of reusing that stuff, we could easily be making thorium reactors, which cannot be used to make bombs other than dirty bombs.
yeah,
So,
Mike McH got it right here. When oil goes up, everything goes up. So he had to purchase another quat today to beat the price increase. There you go. Anybody looking to buy a Crux 35, then let me know. I've got one for sale. Digital HD DJI Vista unit. with
Oh,
Polar nano camera.
cool.
Little 3.5 incher.
Oh, wow. So U.S. and Poland want? Oh, they're talking about sending fighter jets to Ukraine.
Poland already has sent fighter jets to the Ukraine.
What they need are A-10s over there.
They've sent
They had
them. The Polish sent them their fleet of MiG-29s to the Ukraine.
okay.
The Poland apparently had about 32 of those things. We don't know if all of them went, but a good bit of those went to the Ukraine.
Right.
So.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they had a few A-10s, they could be taking out a lot of tanks over there on that highway that leading into Kiev.
Yep. Well, but here's the next problem. So Putin done said anybody that is providing weapons to the Ukraine is declaring a war on Russia.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's true, and that's where
I hate to
things
say it,
get
but
really.
Putin's got the world by the balls at this point.
Yep. That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, you're right, Mickey. They had a storage facility at Yucca Flats, and Harry Reid shut that down. Yep. So let's get into our next topic. Let's talk about sanctions. So we got supposedly sanctions going on Russia, and I just recently heard that Biden lifted sanctions on Nord Stream 2, which is the only thing I could.
Nord Stream 2 done been shut down. That's a thing of the past.
Okay.
I know it wasn't Biden doing it. That was the German government doing that.
Right.
Okay. Biden's State of the Union speech where he united the freaking European leaders, horse crap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They were on the ball long before he ever got into the game.
Right.
And yeah, no, that Nord Stream 2, the new gas pipeline, that was one of the first things Germany did when this whole thing started. And it's like, it's dead, it's done. I mean, that thing's been, it's complete. So the pipeline is laying, but now it needs, permits and special inspections, what have you, to be used. And the German government just denied everything.
Right.
That has to do with that pipeline. So that dog ain't gonna hunt no more.
Mm-hmm. You're right, Mason. He's not going to stop with Ukraine. He wants to take back. He wants to take back the Baltic countries and possibly even Finland, because Finland at one time was part of Russia prior to World War One.
Well, there's already reports of Russian MiGs getting lost in the Swedish airspace.
Oh?
Sweden. Well, the Russians have a fascination with Sweden for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember growing up where there were reports of Russian submarines being sighted in Swedish waters and Russian airplanes being sighted in Swedish airspace, and it's just that's been going on. Shoot, as long as I live.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean,
Moldova.
we need to grow some balls. We can't condemn his shit and still buy his gas.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't Well, we're saying sanctions. We're trying to cut them off from the financial market, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. We still have to pay for our gas somehow, so we're going to leave this one thing open so we can send you money to pay for the gas that we need.
Wow.
I mean, you want to hit him. You want to hit him where it hurts. Cut off his freaking income.
Yep, that's right. That's if we shut off Russian oil, that's where the big bulk of their income comes from.
And that's why, that's the reason why he's going into Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is go back World War II battles, Operation Barbarossa, where Hitler was taking over the Ukraine just for its natural resources.
Yep.
And in particular, oil.
Mm-hmm.
Because that army needed fuel to keep moving.
Yep.
So
and all they have to do is go south to the Caucasus, and that's, Azerbaijan and Armenia. There's a lot of oil down there. Yep. And even Romania has a lot of oil.
You can make comparison from Hitler and Putin. Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yep. Oh, and not only that,
matter of fact, the more I hear Putin, the more I hear that Hitler speech, do you want the total war?
Right.
The more I see it from Putin and hear about Putin, the more I'm getting that little sound bit in my head.
And he's also desecrated some Holocaust memorial sites in the Ukraine. He's bombed Babiar Ravine. That's where they had the mass executions during World War II. Right where that TV tower is.
He's a loose cannon.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, there's no two ways about it. Somehow he's gonna have to be stopped, and I don't know how that looks like at this point. There's people with a lot more knowledge and a lot more inside info to figure that one out. But if the rest of the world quit buying their gas from Russia and cut off their financial support,
yep.
And then they say, well, that'll go against the Russian people going to suffer. Well, Russian people suffer a bit, and they'll take care of their own.
Yep.
But
yeah, you're right, Mason. But then he walked that back because here's the problem. There is an automatic situation that happens if Putin's assassinated. That triggers a system that automatically launches nuclear weapons. So that's something else you got to think about. Yep.
No, I don't buy this notion that said that the Russians want the Soviet Union back. I seriously doubt that. I seriously doubt these people want to go back to freaking bread lines and not being able to buy groceries or having to wait half a day to be even allowed into the grocery store to pick up the few things that you're allowed with your ration card.
Right.
I mean, I grew up in West Germany, but we've seen enough of what happened in East Germany.
Right.
And I was there when that wall came down in '89.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually driven through East Germany shortly after the wall came down. I'm going to tell you right now, there were craters on the road big enough to lose a car in.
Right.
I mean, those were still bomb craters from World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Now we had a gal I was dating at the time. She needed a medical procedure down in Frankfurt, so she took the train to Frankfurt, and then I decided, my buddy and I, we decided we'll go pick her up in the car, so she wouldn't have to ride the train back.
Right.
And we were going to take the highway, and then the highway got congested, so we decided, screw it, we'll take the scenic route.
Right.
And let me tell you, it was scenic.
Yeah, I
It
bet.
was scenic. So,
Mhm. Well, and Russia still has close ties with China, which is probably the second biggest economy in the world right there.
yeah.
So they don't have to
Well,
rely
China,
on the
China,
West.
China, China's going to make Russia its little bitch.
Yeah. And I
Because
think
Russia will be
China
relying.
actually, they thought that, oh, this thing is going to be over in a few days, and then we could take Taiwan. And now they're going, holy crap, they're really rethinking about taking back Taiwan. They're like going, I don't know about
Well,
this. I mean,
they did up their defense household, their defense budget by 7.5% or so.
yeah.
Because they're having their annual party get together in Peking right now,
Mm-hmm.
and that they decided it's time to up the military spending. So
Right. Maybe they could spin themselves into oblivion like the Soviet Union did. And that's what caused the Soviet Union to collapse. You know, they
that collapse of the Soviet Union got us at the brink of war again. Trust me, that half the shit that happened during that time, good Lord, that nothing more happened is a freaking miracle.
right. Well, at least Boris Yeltsin was friendlier to the West than Putin
Well,
was.
Boris Yeltsin was a boozer, so
Yes,
he
mm-hmm.
was a big time boozer. But yeah, no, an AK-47 was 1,000 live rounds, went for about $100, so the equivalent in vodka.
Wow.
You could buy anything and everything off the Soviet troops at that point. I know a
Right.
guy I know a story where a guy got pulled over by the police because he was driving a tank home.
Oh boy.
He bought a Russian tank off a Russian motor pool to put in his backyard for yard art.
Wow.
And we're not talking demilitarized tank. No,
Oh yeah.
that thing came was live ammo for everything.
Wow. Wow. Even
You
the
know,
machine
and you
guns
ever
and
watched
the
that movie was Nicolas Cage where he's that big arms dealer?
I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen the one called Broken Arrow with John Travolta where they stole some nukes.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Mm.
Let's see if I can find that movie real quick. He was. It's been a while since.
Right. Nicolas Cage.
And that one. Lord of War.
Oh, okay.
Lord of War. And if you watch that movie, the shit, he's sort of narrating his
Right.
life or his characters narrating,
Mhm.
and he's saying the Russians, after the wall collapsed and the Soviet Union collapsed, you could buy anything from anyone.
Wow.
And that's not fiction. That is actual fact.
Well, I remember back in I think it was the
Yeah,
mid
his
to
brother
late
gets blown
90s.
away in the movie. Yeah.
Yep. I bought an SKS for $75.
Yep.
Now they're going for like $200-300. And I sold mine for $150 because I needed the cash at the time. And it was just sitting around. I didn't need it. Yep.
Well, they now there were anything and everything was available and for sale.
Right? Mm. Yep. Yeah, my brother-in-law, he had an AK for a while there, and he was going to fix it up and get back into shooting condition, and but he got sick and got cancer, and that was the end of that.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
Formula one of the teams, the Haas team, Formula One Haas team, they severed ties with Uralkali, which is a Russian gas company. Their boss's name is some Mazepin is the last
right.
name. Well, their number one driver's name was Nikita Mazepin. Yeah, was the son to said oligarch. So,
Right.
yesterday, Haas announced that they severed ties with their sponsors and their driver. So they might not even be able to participate in Formula One races this year.
Wow. Yep.
Formula One is not a cheap sport to be in. So they're gonna need a new sponsor, and they're gonna need a new sponsor quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but good on them to sever ties with that. The weirdest thing is just so this Nikita Mazepin was his last year was his first season as a driver.
Right.
And he made so many mistakes and caused so many wrecks, and not just where he wrecked himself, but wrecked with others. And everybody's like, he needs to get off the track, and everybody knew the only reason he was in that car is because his daddy stepped in as a sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, matter of fact, just before the season, a video surfaced where he was groping a girl in the back of an SUV that didn't want to be groped. And there were a lot of calls for him to be dismissed at that point, but somehow or another, he just had to issue a formal apology, and the whole thing kind of got swept under the rug.
Boy.
But no, he so now that he's gone, there's a bunch of people. Well, that's not fair for him to get booted like that. He don't know. It's not his doing that his daddy's got gas, blah, blah. Like, okay, he only got in there because of his daddy, and if his daddy's packing his bags, he can pack his bag with it and be done with it. But,
and from what it says here, it was part of a sponsorship deal with the Russian fertilizer company called Uralkali.
Yeah.
The company is part
they're not
owned
just
by his
fertilizer.
father, Dmitry.
Yeah, but they're not just fertilizer.
Right.
They're also oil and gas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let's get into the oligarchs. Putin has surrounded himself with some very rich people, which he helped them to get rich. You got to remember, Russia is a very corrupt country, and once Putin got into power, he made deals with people uh, that he trusted and steered contracts to individuals and put up uh, roadblocks to keep competitors from competing with his friends, thus making them uber wealthy. And they own like these super yachts and jets and airplanes, which, by the way, are banned from Canadian and U.S. airspace and several European airspaces.
Well, the French just seized a bunch of their yachts.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, there was a couple of yachts that they had in French waters that got seized, and
Yep.
the crews got dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
So if
And these are not.
anybody needs a good deal on a yacht,
Yeah. Yeah, a yacht that's over up to a couple 100 feet long and that has a helipad on the back.
matter of fact, Kelly needs one
There you go.
to go with his yacht rock.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And didn't I hear that one of those super yachts has a submarine that I guess the bottom of the ship could open up and yeah, one had a mini sub. That's right, Mason.
Yeah, why not? Well,
I saw
I
one of
mean,
those
I
super
mean,
yachts.
yachts are so yesterday, though. I thought, if you're truly rich, you build rockets now.
There you go.
The yacht thing, that's a yesterday deal. You want to prove you got some money to blow, you buy rockets.
Yeah, look
Get
at
your ass
Elon
on
Musk
in
and
outer
Jeff
space.
Bezos. Yeah.
Fucking yeah. Any drug dealer can have a yacht. I mean,
Yep.
why would you have a yacht? Get a freaking rocket.
There you go. Yep. And now Elon Musk has pretty much given a lot of what was that Starlink?
Yeah.
Yeah, to Ukrainians, so they still have
Internet.
internet connection.
Yep. Yeah, and I saw Geek Savannah showed a report where a guy spent 50,000 euros on a bunch of DJI drones and shipped them
Yes,
over to the
right.
Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Starlink, that's right. Starlink internet. Yep.
Yeah, I installed, all sorts of satellite dishes back in the day. I even got a call to go install a dish, and these, the company I worked for, they were doing like for U-Haul and gas stations. No,
Right.
have no. Because if you go over, your regular internet, you always get the danger of getting hacked. If you satellite link, you can't hack into that link, right?
Right.
So I got a call. I said, can you go out to Johnson City for it? Now Johnson City is a bit of a haul for me down here, but I'm like, yeah, I can go up there.
Mhm.
Well, we need you to install a dish out at the Johnson Ranch. Okay, so Johnson Ranch Visitor Center is getting a new credit card machine.
Ooh.
No big deal. Well,
Mhm.
then he goes like, so you gonna be doing that call yourself? I'm like, yeah. Well, I'm gonna need your full name, driver's license number, and like, what the hell? He's like, yeah. I said, can I just call the customer? No, we got Secret Service involved. I'm like,
Ooh.
Secret Service? Yeah, Lady Bird was still alive at that point.
Oh, yes.
And this was going into the main ranch house for Lady Bird's son-in-law,
Right.
that Ian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the British business guy. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet the entire Johnson clan that weekend.
Oh, cool.
They had both daughters were there. The senator was there. The Ian guy that was getting this installed was there. All the grandkids, even
Wow.
Lady Bird. Yeah. The
Wow.
kicker was, I found out one of my wall plates had got water on it and rusted the connector.
Right.
So I told him, I said, at one point I got to run into town and get some new wall plates. And probably just go to Walmart and stuff. Oh, yeah, good. Let me know when you go. I'll go with you because I need some out of town too. I'm like, okay. I'll make room in the truck. And I go in, I tell him, I say, I'm ready to run into town. He's like, oh, yeah, let's go. And I start and we're taking my car, we're taking the kids. Next thing you know, I'm on my way in the freaking Johnson limo to Walmart.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds better than my story. I just finished a USO tour of Japan and South Korea, and we're coming back from Seoul to LA, and I was just sick as a dog. I caught a really bad cold, and I'm sitting between the two comedians that I was working with for 3 weeks, and the headliner kind of nudges me and says, "Hey, Art, I want you to meet my friend Roger." And I shook his hand and said hello and talked to him for a minute or two, and he walked away. And that guy looked really familiar. Kind of looks like our current president. Oh, shit, it's his brother, Roger Clinton.
Whoops.
His band was playing in Seoul, and he was on the same flight as us. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So one of the Russian oligarchs is selling his soccer team. His name is Roman Abramovich. He's selling London's Chelsea Football Club, and he's donating the money to the Ukrainian Relief Fund, which he probably figured, well, to sell it and then do something good with it. Otherwise, he's going to lose the club anyway. They'll just take it from him.
He's going to lose the club one way or another, and
Yep.
that might just buy him enough good graces to where he gets a visa for the UK and get the hell out of Russia.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then there's another Russian oligarch that owns the Brooklyn Nets, and he's selling that team as well. So I don't know. Let's see.
So anybody needs any sports teams right now is your time to shine, you know.
Yep.
Crack that piggy bank open. See if you can afford to buy yourself a soccer team.
There you go. Well, the Denver
I don't know.
Broncos are
I wouldn't
for
want
sale.
anything to do with professional sports. Sorry. There's too much horseshit goes with that.
Yeah.
So, anyhow.
Right.
Next subject. Was there another subject that we had to discuss?
Oh, well, we could do kind of, you know.
I mean, Lloyd ain't here. I can't rip him on nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I can't rip on you too much because, you know, there ain't enough of you around.
That's true. So, what other things? Well, we sort of touched on what China is doing. They're kind of looking at what's going on in Europe, and they're really rethinking about invading Taiwan because they're worried. Well, will the Taiwanese people be as resolute? Will they defend their land like the Ukrainians are? Will they be bogged down in a expensive war?
Well,
So they're looking at what's
I mean,
going on over there.
we can't sanction the Chinese too much, or freaking Walmart's going to be out of inventory.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And where are we going to get our Apple phones and Apple watches? Yeah,
Well, that's
we'll
why
have to start making them somewhere else.
Actually, Samsung is firing up a new chip plant up here by Austin.
Ooh.
To the tune of $17 billion.
Whoa.
The building itself is supposed to be some around 30 acres. The building.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's that thing.
Oh, you're right, Mikey. Yep. And that's another dumb thing. Hey, I got an idea. Let's let Iran have the bomb. Yeah, that won't destabilize the region, will it? All that'll do is cause an arms race in the Middle East. The Saudis will want a bomb, and then this country will want one, and that country will. It just it's crazy. I mean, Pakistan already has the bomb, and the reason they have that is because, well, they're right next to India, and they have the bomb.
So, hold on. This thing is 6 million square foot facility. Will sit on 1,000 acres.
Oh, wow.
And 6 million square foot is 137 acres.
Wow. Wow. Well, you need all that parking
They want to have
space.
this thing built in a year and a half.
Wow.
They want to be operational in a year and a half.
Wow.
They want to be operational in 24.
Yep. You're right, Mikey. Mickey. Yep. It's and those knucklehead mullahs in Iran, they don't give a crap. They're looking forward to their 72 versions, and they're crazy enough to actually launch a nuclear attack. You know? That's what's scary, and because they said they were going to use the bomb. They want to wipe Israel off the map.
Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of hot spots around the world. Yeah.
Yeah, there sure are. Then we got to worry about North Korea. You know, we don't. That guy is a little. He's got a screw loose up there. He's probably looking at what's going on over there in Europe.
Kim Jong Un, I thought he was dead. I thought they done decided he doesn't even live anymore. That's the rumor I had heard.
Yeah.
All right, Art.
Yep.
I think we're about through with everything we had.
Yeah, I think so. So, all right, folks. Everybody in the chat, thank you for coming, and enjoy your Sunday. And oh, now Robert Glazer shows up.
Howdy, Robert.
So hopefully they'll be tomorrow. So let's take it easy. And right now it is snowing here in the Denver area, and so I'm going to be. I'll probably go out.
Keep that crap for yourself. Don't send it down here again. I already looked at the forecast for tomorrow, and I'm not impressed.
Well, 3 weeks from Thursday, I will be on my way to Florida. So,
bring a jacket.
Are you going? Are you going?
No.
Oh.
No. I can't pull that off right now.
Okay. I guess Ken Dono's not going.
I really wanted to go, but right now it's just not. Right now is not the time.
Gotcha. All right, folks, everybody in the chat, thank you for coming to the show. And hopefully next week we'll have our usual three gimps here to inform you and entertain you on the current events. And so take care, everybody. Kai, thank you for helping me out so I don't have to do all the talking.
Sure. Yeah. And Lloyd, you better come up with a better excuse next time.
You're right. All right, everybody. God bless you and have a great week. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Later, y'all.